Hello everyone, welcome to ET Studios, and today we're having a look at how to install an SSD into one of these as an external HD caddy that goes into your DVD drive. And to show you how to do that, we're going to have a look through the entire process on this laptop. First thing you're going to want to do is shut down Windows safely and then remove the battery from the laptop. And then you're going to want to have a look at some tutorials on how to disassemble your laptop. Every laptop is different, so I wouldn't recommend following this as a direct tutorial unless you happen to have the specific Acer model, which I'll put on the screen now. This laptop is pretty cool because there was a very easy way to take out the DVD drive, which is what you need to do if you're using this method. You can also just replace your hard drive with an SSD, but in this case we're using the hard drive as extra storage. So if you look on this laptop, there's a screw around that distance from the DVD drive, and it's a really helpful little screw because if you take it out, it's actually the screw that holds in the DVD drive, which means it just folds out. It's incredibly useful. Unfortunately, that's not the case on most laptops. My personal laptop, which is not this one, this is just an office laptop, you have to take apart the entire underside of the laptop, remove it, and then get to the screw, which is underneath the main assembly. But this laptop is very cool, and in that you can do that without any issues. So now we're going to continue on with the process. First thing you're going to want to do is grab your old drive, your DVD drive, and take out that little tab with a hole in the back. It might be on the side, but in this case it's on the rear, and you can see how it holds in that drive at the back. So just take that out with a screw, and then you're going to want to take that little tab and put it onto your new DVD drive caddy, which has the same holes around it, you'll notice. So there we go, I've installed it onto the caddy, which isn't too difficult. It's just one screw, and then it holds itself in place with a little tab that goes in the second hole. Very useful, and that's how you're going to be able to hold in that drive so it doesn't fall out randomly while you're using it, which would be incredibly unfortunate. So now we're going to have a look at the rest of the process. Take your SSD, which in my case is just a little WD green, but I would highly recommend going for something a little bit better, but unfortunately with prices and availability being absolutely terrible at the moment, the WD green is all I could get. And it's a perfectly capable SSD, just not something you would want to be playing games off of or anything like that, but as a boot drive and basic office work, they're perfectly fine, so I'd recommend them for that, which is what this laptop will be doing anyway. So grab your SSD, make sure that the little slots line up on the SSD, and then just put them in. You have to kind of wiggle it around a bit and push it in, but as long as it's lined up, it should work fine. And you'll notice once you've got it in, the screw holes on the bottom of the caddy will line up with the SSD. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And now you can just put in all the screws, which are in a little packet included with the caddy, and then you can just put them all in, and you'll have your SSD installed, and it won't come out or anything like that. So there we have it. You've installed your SSD, and you've got your little tab at the back, and you're just going to put that into the laptop. There is one more little step you can do if you want to, and I would recommend it if it's possible in your case, and that's grab your old DVD drive once again, and the front cover of this DVD drive should be fairly easy to take off. And in this case, you just pulled it really hard, and it felt like you were going to break it, but I didn't, so that's cool. I mean, you don't really have anything to lose. If you do break it, you can probably still put it back on with the rest of the tabs. But like I said, all the standard DVD drive holes are in this caddy, so you can actually just line it up and push it onto this one, which means you're not going to have a weird gap where your DVD drive used to be. It'll just be as if nothing happened. Obviously the button won't still work, but it'll look pretty cool, and at least it won't look like you've done this to your laptop. So there we go. It looks like nothing's happened at all, and you're going to go through your reassembly process, put in the screw you need to put in, and maybe reassemble the laptop if that was something you needed to do to disassemble it. So now I'm just going to take my screwdriver and a screw and reassemble the laptop, which in this case is literally just one little screw. Like I said, this laptop is very nice for doing this particular process. I don't think it's particularly normal. And then I'm also just going to put the little battery back in, And now we're going to go and have a look at the boot performance of the SSD, which I think you'll notice is quite a lot faster than the hard drive. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a video of the hard drive as well. In this case, I accessed the laptop's F12 boot menu to boot off the second drive. I would recommend, once you've got everything up and running, maybe you've cloned the drive and everything, make sure it's all good, and then you can wipe the old drive so that you don't accidentally boot off your old hard drive, and then you'll have a whole bunch of extra space, but make sure you've got all your documents and stuff safe, and that it's all working. In this case, you'll have a look and see that the boot performance is brilliant. Even though it asked for a disk check, I skipped that, and it went straight into booting, and it's still going to be quite a lot faster than the hard drive was. And yeah, I'm actually really happy with the performance of the laptop once the SSD was installed. It's actually nice and fast, and very snappy after boot. You'll notice on your hard drive, if you're thinking about doing this, that after you've booted, it still takes a while to get programs going, and everything's a bit sluggish. SSDs don't really have that problem, and it works perfectly fine. So I'd highly recommend an SSD if your laptop's running a bit slow nowadays, and it's definitely something I would have a look at. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. There is more PC content as well as gaming content on the channel, and there'll be plenty coming out in the weeks and months to come. So yes, thank you everyone for watching, and goodbye.